the June 11th, 2019 meeting of the Board of Commissioners. Would like to introduce my fellow commissioners. We have Deb Shore, Commissioner Deb Shore on my left, and Commissioner and Vice Chair Sean Flowerday, and on my right is Commissioner Rick Vest. Would you please join, and I'm Commissioner Roma Amundsen, Chair of the Board. Would you please join with me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And thank you so much. And Mr. Clerk, will you begin the agenda?
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk staff at the front of the hearing room. And the material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, June 4th, 2019.
I move approval. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections? Please call the roll.
Shore.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through June 11th, 2019.
Move approval.
I second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Number 3 are consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there's an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of the following. Received and placed on file the following reports for May 2019. County Clerk, Clerk of the District Court, Assessor Register of Deeds, Records, and Information Management. Received and placed on file Declaration D-19-0001 declaring a disaster or emergency pursuant to Nebraska Revised Statute 88-829-50. Amendments to the following contracts with Correct Care Solutions LLC for a company name change to WellPath LLC. C-18-157 for inmate health care services for the Lancaster County Department of Corrections. C-18-252 for juvenile health care services for the Youth Services Center. Contract with Midwest Sound and Lighting, Inc. for district courtroom cabling and AV switching equipment. Grant contract with CASA for Lancaster County in an amount of $12,000 for the Advocacy for High Risk and Crossover Youth Program. The contract is funded by Juvenile Justice Prevention Funds for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. Grant contracts funded by the Joint Budget Committee for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020 with the following. CASA for Lancaster County in an amount of $7,763 for the CASA program. Voices of Hope in an amount of $8,036 for Crisis Intervention and Advocacy Program.
I move approval. Second.
You have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Vest.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is number 4, special presentations. First one is the introduction of Tara Knuth, nominee for appointment to the Lancaster County Visitors Promotion Committee.
How about that? Okay, good. Great job on the readings, Dan. Good morning, everybody. I'm Jeff Mall with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Today we have 4 different light items on the agenda to talk about. One, I'm very excited about a new VPC member coming on board and then some grant requests. I will tell you that we'll give Tara a quick chance to talk about her nominee for appointment to the VPC, but Tara was very welcome in our community very early on as a veteran of the Children's Museum industry and spent some time in Kearney, and we've had a great conversation and a great dialogue over the years. I'm very excited about their growth and development that they have upcoming at the Lincoln Children's Museum, as well as what they've done. I've spent a lot of time there as a dad with kids. I've been in the mole holes. I've been in the water. I've done everything fun there is to do at the Children's Museum. So we're very excited that the VPC brought her name forward, and the county board has had a chance, obviously, to vet that as well. So with that, I'll give Tara a chance to talk about herself and the museum.
Great. Thank you guys for having me. I'm very excited for this nomination for the committee. Lincoln is such a wonderful community, and to be a part of the growth and the future of it, even if it's a small part, and see kind of what's to come for the community. To the Children's Museum, it's good to hear you've been through the mole holes. Like,
Yes,
you could try to fit again.
I know.
There's a lot happening at the museum. We're looking every day, we're celebrating our 30th year this year, on how we can keep growing it, expanding it, and how we can keep getting families in and keep families engaged, which is the most important thing. And one of the biggest things that I love about Lincoln is our commitment to families and giving them those opportunities and wanting to make sure that we're always attracting people to the Lincoln community, and that family experiences is what does it. So again, like I said, it won't take a lot of your time, but thank you for the nominee, and I'm excited.
Thank you. Any comments?
Considering it is volunteer service and time away from your own family and your own job duties, we do appreciate your willingness to serve, and you'll have a unique and valuable insight.
And I do love the Children's Museum, and I have to tell you one story. I had my Girl Scouts there one time, and another mom and I were playing with magnets, and we were just having a great time. So it's not only for children, it's for adults too.
Definitely it's not for children. We have to move adults along a lot more than the kids usually.
Okay, Mr. Clerk, will you go to correlating item 5A, please?
This will be appointment of Tara Knuth to the Lancaster County Visitors Promotion Committee to a 4-year term commencing July 1st, 2019 and ending June 30th, 2023.
I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Well, do we need we may need a technical amendment here. The agenda
Yes.
says that the term is from July 1st, 2020 to 2024. The clerk read it correctly, that it should be 2019 to 2023, that that's the term. So just for process sake, let's say I make that amendment right now, that we are going to change it to 2019 and 2023 respectively.
Very
So-
good. Okay, is that a friendly, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the correlating item will be amended to 2019 to 2023. Okay? Please,
Unless you want to wait a year.
No, I'm ready to get started.
And we're ready for her too.
okay, so please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is 4B, Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund Grant in amount of $9,978 to History Nebraska, Nebraska History Museum for promotion of women's suffrage exhibit. Chris Goforth, Marketing Director for Nebraska History Museum.
And for the record, this is not Chris Goforth. This is Amanda Pinkelman. Amanda is batting cleanup in the order of different people that we've had from the History Museum. And another great grant request. We're excited that the History Museum has a great rotating exhibit space, a lot of great things as a destination. So we're happy to have Amanda here to talk about it.
Yeah, we are really happy at History Nebraska and the Nebraska History Museum to present a new upcoming exhibit called Vote for Women. We really wanted to celebrate the centennial of Nebraska's ratification, which is in 1919, and go through to 2020 to celebrate the national. We are planning a very exciting exhibit that has a lot of interactive elements. It is for all ages. We are telling a lot of Nebraska stories. We are also trying to be more inclusive with our story as well. So we're really excited for it.
That will be exciting. Any comments?
When will the exhibit be available,
Oh.
and how long does it run? And what are the hours and location? Tell us a little bit more about that.
The Nebraska History Museum is at 131 Centennial Mall North, and our hours are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and Saturdays, 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. We are opening this exhibit August 15th, 2019, and it's going into December 2020. So, thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Mr. Clerk, will you go to correlating item 5B?
This is Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund Grant Contract in amount of $978 with Lancaster County as a sponsor and History Nebraska and Nebraska History Museum as a grantee. For promotion of the women's suffrage exhibit, the grant term is from August 15th, 2019 to December 31st, 2019.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 4C is Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund Grant in the amount of $3,956.15 to the Lincoln Parks Foundation for Centennial Mall brochures. Mackie Stuckey, Lincoln Parks Foundation Executive Director, Susan Rodenberg, and Jeff Mall, Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau Executive Vice President, Executive Director.
You guys got intro music on that. Did you hear that? That was pretty good. It kind of teed that up. Wow.
They've told me to leave my Game Boy at home. I'm sorry.
A Game Boy. Really excited about what's going on with Centennial Mall. We've worked with Susan and the team at the Lincoln Parks Foundation now for numerous years to help develop what is a amazing entry corridor to the Capitol, bridging that gap between the Capitol and the University of Nebraska. Much sought after. A lot of school groups see the mall. A lot of great education goes on. We're seeing more and more in the way of visitor traffic on Centennial Mall. So we were very excited to hear from Susan and the team, and this brochure will go a long way. Actually, since it was presented, we've had a chance to talk to Susan a little bit about other distribution methods, not only in the state of Nebraska, but across the region. I think something like this people want to know about from a regional and national standpoint. So nothing but growth moving forward. So with that.
I'm Susan Rodenberg, and this is Maggie Stuckey. We're with the Lincoln Parks Foundation, and we are very much in appreciation of your mini grant for this brochure. As Jeff said, Nebraska Centennial Mall was renovated in, 2012, I believe. Updated, had fallen into disrepair, so when we went ahead and raised $10 million for that project, we added a lot of educational amenities to the mall, a lot of storytelling. There's a Spirit of Nebraska pathway that honors people that have been very important to Nebraska. It gives people an opportunity to tell about events and their families. But we just needed an opportunity to really push that out there, promote the fact that this mall is there. As Jeff said, there's approximately 100,000 visitors to the Capitol every year, and this is a natural extension. The Parks Foundation was approached by the Nebraska Commission on Indian Affairs as well as the state capitol to say, do you have anything we can hand to people? So when they've got a captured audience, this is it. This is kind of the first step. It was 2 years ago, I think we had the installation of the Chief Standing Bear statue, which is right across from the Journalism College. So if you haven't been down there, please do that. So we feel like we have a lot of things to offer on that mall that might even lend families to stay an extra day to check out, along with other things in Lincoln. So this is kind of our first step, and when we met with the committee, Jeff, I should have talked to Jeff before I learned my lesson, but he said, Susan, there's this amazing distribution company that they use for their brochures. We went ahead and contacted them, and we are going to be working with them to get the brochures out to even more places. So we're excited. Thank you for, your grant for this to make it possible, and we'll grow from there.
Very good.
I'm very impressed by looking,
Yeah.
not that I wasn't listening, but I also looked, and I thought, very, very.
We have a lot of information in here. So the hope is that, somebody can pick this up and really see kind of the different areas where they would like to hone in and visit. There's a lot of information in that mall, so hopefully this will help people.
Yeah, as somebody who likes maps, I like the way you laid it all out.
Well, I didn't do it, but we have this very talented graphic designer who helps us, so.
A nice job.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think, the very fact, the Capitol building is one of the architectural wonders. And, this really does tie in everything with the history of Nebraska. So-
Absolutely, it's part of Bertram Goodhue's vision for the capital to have 4 avenues, and this is probably the most important one, at least in my opinion, because it connects the University of Nebraska to the state capital, so.
Absolutely.
A lot of history there.
A lot of history. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Clerk, will you go to correlating item 5C?
This is Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund Grant Contract in the amount of $3,956.15 with Lancaster County as the sponsor. And the Lincoln Parks Foundation is the grantee for Centennial Mall brochures. The grant term is from May 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2019.
Move approval?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 4D is Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund Grant in the amount of $10,000 to the Lincoln Sports Foundation for the LSF motocross track. Dan Soltis, Lincoln Sports Foundation, and Jeff Moll, Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau Vice President, Executive Director.
It's a mouthful. CVB, maybe we'll go do that in the future. I'm very excited today, as I have been with all of the grant requests and the requests of the Visitors Promotion Committee for what's being done at the Lincoln Sports Foundation, formerly Abbott Sports Complex in North Lincoln. I've known Dan probably as long as I've been doing this, and it's been a while. And Dan has been the guy on the ground for all of these years. Abbott keeping the grounds up in the way they look, doing his very best on the ground. So Dan Leswing made the grant presentation, but I'm excited that Dan Soltis is here to talk about kind of his behind-the-scenes work and support. I will tell you that this facility has an amazing history. We've obviously all talked about and read about kind of the things they've been through in recent years, but the future is bright at Abbott or at Lincoln Sports Foundation, right? I got to get that out of my brain. But what they're doing with motocross, what they're doing with both volleyball, basketball, and other outdoor sports opportunities, I want to remind the committee that, or the board, that the youth sports industry, which they do a great job serving, is a $15 billion industry annually to the nation, right? So youth sports tourism is a big deal, and their ability to grow moving forward and do the things that they want to do is important to our economy. So appreciate having Dan here.
So first, I'm Dan Soltis. I'd like to thank you guys from myself and from the foundation for your previous and current support. This grant we're going to utilize on motocross, and it's going to resurface the track, which is going to first and foremost make the AMA, which is the governing body for motocross, truly believe that we're back in it for the long haul. All of the mess that we went through for the last 2 years is behind us. We're moving forward. It's also going to allow us to incorporate UTV usage into the track. Currently, the national average is that UTV, or side-by-side utility vehicles, are outselling motorcycles or dirt bikes 13-1. So we'll attract a much larger user base in a totally different avenue than what we saw when we started the track. On a side note, with the rest of the complex, we've updated the commons areas from incandescent or fluorescent lights to LEDs. We've changed all the signage. We've got the momentum. People know that things are improving, and you guys are a big step in letting the community know we can't do it without the help of others, and we appreciate that very much.
A lot of exciting things going on out there.
Yeah.
I just want to say the community's fortunate to have you all working out there to add this part to our community package.
Yeah.
We're lucky to have you.
From a community standpoint, I'm a believer in it because it's keeping our kids busy. Busy kids get in a lot less trouble than bored kids.
Right. And the great thing about today is that kids can pick a variety of activities.
Yes.
You know, I grew up in Greenwood, and if you want to play a sport in the summer, you played baseball.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there are a lot of options because not everybody is a baseball player. So
Yeah.
Kudos
Well, right
to
now,
you.
I mean, we even have lacrosse growing out there right now.
nice. Yeah. So great.
Lots of things going on. So thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Let's go to correlating item 5D, please.
This will be Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund Grant Contract in the amount of $10,000 with Lancaster County as a sponsor. And the Lincoln Sports Foundation is a grantee for improvements of the LSF motocross track. The grant term is from March 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5E is special designated license application from Ken's Liquor, Inc. for an event at Roca Ridge Event Center at 5265 Prairie Stage Drive, Roca, Nebraska on August 8th, 2019.
Is there anyone here to speak on that?
I will move approval.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Even, if I could, even though no one is present to speak on this item, we've issued many
before.
licenses for Ken's Liquor, and they do an excellent job of monitoring.
And you're
Service.
correct, absolutely. We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5F is a special designated license application from Ken's Liquor, Inc. for an event at Hillside Event Center at 12,400 West Denton Road, Denton, Nebraska on August 17th, 2019.
Move approval?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. G is a special events permit application from Ben Cahoon for the Rattler Bicycle Race event on August 3rd and 4th, 2019.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Doing fine.
Good. So I'm not a newbie to putting on events. We are a company called Pink Gorilla Events. We put on events like the Market to Market Relay and Good Life Havesy. But this is a new event for us, and this is the first time I have talked to you guys here. So you can guide me to what further information you need to know. We've submitted our application. We've been approved by the City of Lincoln, the NRD, and so you guys are kind of the last step in the line of this. So it's a bicycle event that will start on Canopy Street downtown. We will close down roads in Lincoln to Pioneers Park, and then take the bike trail system out to Rocaberry Farm. And at Rocaberry Farm, we will have our festival, which will include music, yoga, adult games like dodgeball, and checkers tournament, and trivia. And people can stay the night there, or they can choose to take a bus back. We'll feed them, and then we'll also have drinks for them available. So then at the end of the night, if they take a bus back, we'll bus them back in the morning, or if they stay overnight, then they will ride back to Lincoln. So that is it in a nutshell.
Okay. Any questions?
I happen to be on your email list. I've
Oh, cool.
participated in numerous activities that you guys have sponsored. You always do a really great job, so.
Thank you.
Looking forward to something different, new, and unique.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was amazed by the number of people, 1,000 people.
yeah, we'll
That's
hope
going
to
be-
get that. We'll
Yeah,
see.
you hope to get that. Well, I tell you what, and you certainly are taking care of all, I noticed you have all the different permits and things like this. So,
Yeah, you put together a good packet here.
you really
Everything's
did.
here.
Very thorough.
So, yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will move approval.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5H is reappointment of Dallas Jones and Sean Brennan, and appointment of Heidi Hayes to the Lancaster County Indigent Defense Advisory Committee for 3-year terms commencing May 1st, 2019, and ending April 30th, 2022.
Is there anyone here to speak on that?
I will move approval.
I will second.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. I is an interlocal agreement with St. Nebraska Probation Administration for 2 probation officers to provide additional pre-sentence investigation report services to decrease the time needed to complete pre-sentence investigations of inmates housed by the Lancaster County Corrections Department. The county would pay up to $63,430 for the services. The term of the agreement is July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020.
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5J is an amendment to County Contract C-19-243 with Great Plains Appraisal, Inc. for referee coordinator services. The amendment includes the provision of referees and clerical staff within the scope of the agreement at the standard rates for referees and clerical staff as set forth in the agreement.
I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5K are agreements with the following individuals to provide referee services to hear evaluation protests for the 2019 tax year and to transmit to the Lancaster County Board of Equalization all papers relating to such protests together with written findings and recommendations. And these individuals include Bill Lang, Mark Rosno, Robert Anderson, Ty Fleck, Donald Colleen, Shanna Sprackling, Greg Heinzman, Joel Kirby, John McVeigh, John Werdeman, Tracy Kirby, John Haney, Marilyn Tabor, John Lehman, Sally Webster, Brett Hollingsworth, Joe Walker, doing business as A-Plus Appraisal, Jan Moore, doing business as Professional Property Valuation LLC, Tyler Hawkins, doing business as Professional Property Valuation LLC.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. L are contracts for annual service weed abatement mowing for the County Weed Authority. The contracts are for 1 year with an option to renew for 3 additional 1-year terms. The cost of county for all contracts is $10,000, and this includes Beatrice Lawn Care, Inc., Lee's Lawn Maintenance, and Mr. Yards and More, LLC.
Good morning, Brent Meyer, Lancaster County Weed Control Superintendent. So these contracts are for mowing within the city of Lincoln on our weed abatement side of our program. So I appreciate these businesses coming forward and submitting bids. We're down one contractor from previous years. We don't typically send these people in until things are pretty wild and woolly out there, so I appreciate them willing to do the work for us. These are properties that need to get cut, and it's challenging work for them, to say the least. So I appreciate these, and I'd answer any questions you have on this. If not, I would ask for your approval.
Okay. No questions.
I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5M is a licensure renewal application with the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services for operation of the Lancaster County Mental Health Crisis Center at 825 J Street. The county will pay $250 for the license renewal.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. And there is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to rescind a recommendation to award a contract to Gannett Trucking for channel repair at County Bridge D88, and to reject all bids received for channel repair at County Bridge D88, and to directly negotiate a contract for channel repair at County Bridge D88 as part of the Lancaster County Disaster Declaration dated March 9, 2019, and pursuant to the Nebraska State Statutes 23-3109 and 81-829-51, which waive bidding requirements of the County Purchasing Act to meet the needs of an emergency situation.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is number 6, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
Do we have anyone in the audience to come forward for public comment? Okay, as you come forward, please introduce yourselves.
Good morning. I'm Cameron Lancaster. I'm from Beatrice, here with the High School Rodeo Association. First of all, I'd like to thank the county for agreeing to host the national finals in 2020. I am from Beatrice, Nebraska. I've been in the Nebraska Association for 2.5 years now. I compete in tie-down roping and team roping, and I'm the actually student director for team roping. High school rodeo has been a great opportunity for me to make new friends and make lots of connections I never thought I would make ever. It's a great sport to be a part of, both individually and as a team. You're constantly competing against others, but all those other people are trying to help you as well. I mean, you're never rooting against each other. You're always wanting each other to do better. It's a great family event, like a lot of families do softball or baseball. My family and all the other families that involved in it do rodeo. I mean, it's almost every weekend. You're constantly practicing at home. The whole family's involved in it. The national finals in particular attracts almost 1,500 contestants, making it the world's largest rodeo. It's involved with 43 states, Mexico, Australia, and 6 Canadian provinces, I believe. Kind of a little history. The first one was in 1951, held in Texas, and then in 1955, it was in Harrison, Nebraska, actually. It took that town of Harrison from a population of like 380 to over 10,000 in 1955, and it's only gotten bigger since then. I mean, it was only 185 contestants in 1955, but over 10,000 people came. And it's changed so much since then. Back then, people were opening up their homes for people to stay, and they're sleeping in tents. Now, almost every contestant has a horse trailer that has a living quarter in it, so they all need camper hookups at the facility to stay and be able to compete. But lots of family, extended family will come, and they'll fill the hotels. I mean, it's going to be treated from a lot of families like a vacation. A lot of people have never come to Lincoln before, and they're going to want to see everything. It'll be a vacation for them, and all the contestants will have to wear a number similar to this. This is actually my state finals, one from last year, but everyone has to wear a number everywhere they go during finals. And lots of people are very excited for it to come to Lincoln because it's a very central location. It's been in Wyoming for quite a few years now, and that's a little too far west. I mean, the people coming from Florida, Georgia, Alabama, that's a long, long haul for them, and they are very excited for it to come to Lincoln. That's about all I have.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your input.
Thank you.
Did a nice job. Thanks.
Very good.
I don't know if we can keep this. Cameron, would you like this back?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Actually,
Yeah. Want to just take?
It's hard to follow an act like that. Hi, my name is Debbie Brim, and I'm a huge proponent of the Lancaster Event Center. My daughter and I have shown horses on a national level for several years and have seen facilities all over the country. We should all be very proud of our event center because it's one of the finest ones in the country. But with any venue, if you don't keep up with the trends and continue to improve on what you have, your facility will deteriorate and will not be near as appealing to horsemen around the country. Tomorrow is the start of the Cornhusker Classic. It's the largest quarter horse show in our area. In fact, it was the number 7 horse show in the country last year. We're adding 100 more stalls this year, which will probably make the show in the top 5 of the country for this entire year. The Cornhusker Classic will bring in over $6 million to the city of Lincoln. And this is a great economic generator. So the improvements to the RV park are definitely needed, as many people will park their living quarter horse trailers as well as their RVs there and have their trainer or friends or themselves stay in there. However, just as many, if not more people, will be staying in the area hotels and, of course, eating at our restaurants and going to our local shops. Many horsemen come to Lincoln to compete at this particular show because there will be awarding over $200,000 in prize money. We have horses coming from as far away as California, South Carolina, as well as every other Midwestern state. Now, we are rapidly outgrowing the event center, and that is of huge concern as we do not want to lose this horse show. There are many other cities improving their venues and to attract shows such as the Cornhusker Classic, and will try to pull it away from us. These are places like Kansas City. There's a new venue being created there. Oklahoma City has been spending millions of dollars upgrading their places. Columbus, Ohio has a huge facility and continues to improve on that. And even Grand Island, Nebraska has a new facility that they are opening up. So these are all in direct competition with our event center. So you can tell I'm a proponent of the quarter horse shows held at the event center, but with the new high school rodeo coming, I'm just as anxious to promote that as well. Nebraska is an agricultural state, and even though Lincoln is very urban, many people have horses for recreation and for show. And studies have shown that horseback riding is on the increase among millennials. Millennials are ages 18 to 21. And it's also Generation X people, which are 22 to 39, it's also increasing as an activity amongst them. Now, these young people will probably start to show their horses competitively eventually, and this puts the event center in the perfect position to capitalize on this. And I wanted to let you know that the horse industry is a dominant force in the United States. According to a study conducted by the National Snaffle Bit Association, there are 9.2 million horses in the United States, which generates $122 billion in economic impact on an annual basis. Now you compare that to the NFL, which brings in $14 billion in economic impact per season. And if we just listen to Jeff Maul, he said that youth sports is a $15 billion a year nationally. So when you talk about horses, the $122 billion is really big money. Another area that's on the rise is questions with disabilities and equine-assisted therapy. And according to a study by the U.S. equine market, the use of horses has been, and I quote, helpful in the treatment of patients suffering from substance abuse, mood disorders, autism spectrum disorders, grief, loss, and trauma, end quote. More and more of these equine programs will be able to use the Lancaster Event Center if we keep making necessary improvements to the facility. Now, as I mentioned at the start, I show quarter horses at the shows, but I'm very aware our Lancaster Event Center has so much more potential if we continue to make improvements to the facility. The economic impact on Lincoln is tremendous already, so just think of how much more money can be generated if we continue to improve this facility. And in closing, I do hope that I helped you to realize the Event Center is a huge contributor to the quality of life that Lincoln loves to promote. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, good morning. It's nice to be back this week. My name is Tiffany Hang Moss, and I am Dean for our College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And our college, as well as the university, are excited for the upcoming National High School Rodeo Finals that Lincoln will be hosting in 2020 and 2021. We also feel very fortunate to have a great partnership with the Lancaster Event Center, and it strengthens the collegiate rodeo program that our college hosts for all of the students at the University of Nebraska. We know that these types of opportunities are really once in a lifetime for recruiting amazing talent from all over the United States, and the National High School Rodeo is an example of that. And so from past experience with the National Science Olympiad, we brought students from all over the United States to our campus, and what it allowed us to be able to do is really put Nebraska on the map for these youth. And so not only does the National High School Rodeo impact in a positive way our economy, but it's also going to attract students that might not normally consider Nebraska for pursuing their post-secondary education. And it's not just the university, but it's our other 2- and 4-year partner institutions across the state. So I want to assure you that the university, we're committed to the success of the National High School Rodeo, and as evidence of that, we're already working with the National Rodeo Program as well as the Lancaster Event Center to design recruitment and educational programming. Our facilities at the college level will also be available to complement the facilities that are available through the Event Center. And so we look forward to hosting the thousands of talented youth as well as their family and friends that will be coming to Lincoln, and we welcome them to our campus. Thanks.
Thank you. Good morning.
I'm Tom Messick. I live in the very extreme north edge of Lancaster County. I've been involved with 4-H since I was 8 years old in Pennsylvania. Been in Nebraska since 1986 and involved with the Lancaster Event Center since 2000 as a volunteer, and then I don't know, about 2005 or 2006 as a board member. I hear a lot of people talk about, provide opportunities for kids, keep them busy. I know that 4-H and the state fairgrounds, when Lancaster County Fair was there, as well as out at the event center, provide a lot of opportunities for my 3 children. I know in the past, my family's traveled somewhat to some horse events, be it down in Dallas-Fort Worth for the Youth World Show, or into Columbus for the American Congress. We did not travel as extensively as Debbie or Kendra or some other people, but from my standpoint, it's awful nice to be seeing the opportunity for some of that money coming back into our county or our state versus what we spent out of state. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Good morning again, Board. I am
Good
Colette
morning.
Ware, General Manager of the Hampton Inn and Suites on the 27th and I-80. I just want to give my 2 cents again that I personally don't think Lincoln can afford to not have the National High School Finals Rodeo here in town. The fact that we've already been given it for 4 years is huge. If we decline it now, it will not come back. There's another city out there that did that same thing, and they will not be looked at again. And I don't want that to pass it up. There's a ton of money to be made. Again, with the gentleman talking, it's not just him, it's his extended family, it's brothers, sisters, mothers, aunts, uncles, grandparents. Guess what? I want my rooms full. I want them full for 8 days straight. I don't want this going anywhere. And it's in July during a time that's not necessarily a, quote, busy, big event time. So it's very important that it stays here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Cusick-Rollinson, a member of the Lancaster County Ag Society Board. I just wanted to come and tell you all thank you. As a county board, you've been great partners for the Lancaster Event Center since we opened in 2001, and I hope that we'll continue that partnership for a long time to come. I actually was not on the Ag Society board when the rodeo was voted on, and we decided to bring that to the city of Lincoln and the county of Lancaster. So I had to do some catch up and did a lot of work on my own. And I am more and more convinced every day that this is the perfect match for this city and this county and this facility. And I'm so excited at the opportunities the additional investment in infrastructure will bring. It's not just about the rodeo, although the rodeo is very important. It's going to be the investment that carries on from year after year after year as we resell the same facilities. I wanted to share with you that the board is very supportive as a whole of the project and of the investment, but also we're willing to share our operational profits. It sounds like the rodeo profits are going to be easier to calculate to support the grant request and all of the additional work that needs to be done before the rodeo comes. But we have also put a lot of time and effort into value engineering. The board's been involved in trying to sharpen the pencil, get this project down to the smallest cost possible moving forward. I think you all know you're going to be receiving a report from the Second Look Committee shortly that they've been working really hard the last week since we last met, trying to find any additional savings that can be found. I really hope that you'll appreciate the work that those volunteers have put into that report and hope that it helps inform you as you move forward. Thank you, though.
Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else? Okay, let's move on forward then to the adjournment.
Next is announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold department budget hearings on Tuesday, June 11, 2019, immediately following the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting in the Bill Luxford Studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting along with department budget hearings on Thursday, June 13, 2019 at 8:30 a.m. in the Bill Luxford Studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, June 18, 2019 at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building, followed by the Board of Equalization and Department budget hearings. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commission@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
Move we adjourn?
A second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you so much.